Aunt Isabel Tells a Good One by Kate Duke. This is to Sydney. Tell me a story, said Penelope one night after dinner. What kind of story? Oh, a good story, said Penelope. All right, said Aunt Elizabeth. A good story is the hardest kind to tell, though. We must put it together carefully with just the right ingredients. Let's start by giving it a when and a where. When does this story begin? Long, long ago, said Penelope. And where does it begin? Asked Aunt Isabel. Think of a place where exciting things can happen. A cave, said Penelope. Long, long ago, whispered Aunt Isabel, there was a deep, dark cave in a gloomy forest where nobody lived except creatures who loved night and darkness and hid from the light. Oh, that's too scary, squeaked Penelope. We'll put something cheerful into our story, too, then, said Aunt Isabel. Think of a who. Who shall be in this story? How about a handsome prince named Augustus who lives on a sunny hill above the gloomy forest? In a big castle, Penelope added. Certainly, in a castle with his mother and father, the king and queen, Aunt Isabel agreed. Prince Augustus is as kind as he is good-looking. He likes to have picnics in the garden and always happy to share his sandwiches. Oh, I like this prince, said Penelope. Me too, said Aunt Isabel. Now, let's add someone else, shall we? Someone talented and charming. Shall we name this darling animal Penelope? Lady Penelope, said Penelope. Lady Nell, for short, said Aunt Isabel. Where does she come from? Nobody knows. She travels about wherever she likes, and she has learned many secrets and clever ways from the creatures she has met. She can fiddle like a cricket. See the fiddle. Sing like a dove and wiggle her ears, as well as any jackrabbit. Best of all, she has 4 pet fireflies that she can juggle like spinning gold flies. One day, her travels led her to take by the castle. Prince Augustus hears her singing. What a beautiful voice, he thinks. He offers her a sandwich. What a generous heart, she thinks. And pretty soon, guess what happens? They fall in love, Penelope exclaimed. Oh, exactly. So now our story has some romance in it, too. This story is coming out nice, said Penelope. Too much niceness can be dull, though, said Aunt Isabel. We'll add a problem. Listen, the king looks out the castle and growls. Who's that raggedy girl? A dreadful creature, sniffs the queen. Can you imagine? She wiggles her ears, most unladylike. Not the sort of thing, an animal that we want our prince to know, thunders the king. Begone with her! With that, they sent Lady Nell away and forbid Augustus to speak of her ever again. Oh, isn't that sad? Asked Aunt Isabel. I think we should leave that problem part out, grumbled Penelope. Just wait till you hear what happens next, said Aunt Isabel, because now we put villains into this story. Alone and sad, Augustus sits in the garden and weeps into his sandwiches. Night comes, and he still weeps. Finally, the queen goes out to scold him for being so foolish. But he's gone. On the garden seat lies a note. It says, "The prince has been snatched. Give up the throne if you want him back. Signed, Odysseus Mole and Bad Egg Bat." Oh, how the queen weeps. Oh, how the king wails. And oh, what panic there is in the kingdom. Odious Mole and Bad Egg Bat, those bullies who lurk in the dark, plotting their mischief, are on the rampage. The townsfolk pack their things and rush to escape. The king and queen wring their paws, wondering what to do. But when Lady Nell hears the news, she doesn't run away. She doesn't waste time with paw wringing. She leaves her camping out place and sneaks back to the castle garden and finds a clue, a trail of sandwich crumbs lead away from the castle and into the gloomy forest at the bottom of the hill. "Oh no, more scary stuff," cried Penelope. "A little danger is good for a story," said Aunt Isabel. Lady Nell follows the trail farther and farther into the forest, and at last she comes to the mouth of the deep, dark cave. Should she go inside? "No," squeaks Penelope. "Well, someone's got to save the prince," argued Aunt Isabel. So Lady Nell marches in. There are shadows all around. The caves twist and turn, and she turns a corner and sees Prince Augustus all tied up. "Nellie," he shouts. "Augie," she cries, and leaps to help him. And suddenly a voice snarls, "Not so fast, my little friends!" And out rushes Odious Mole. With a sneer, he reaches toward them with his long, sharp claws. "Oh no," cried Penelope. "What are they going to do?" Quick as a flash, Aunt Isabel replied. Lady Nell calls her fireflies and begins to juggle. "She juggles?" cried Penelope. "Why?" "Because, you remember, she has traveled far and wide," answered Aunt Isabel, "and she has learned that the secrets of creatures who hide in the darkness of caves." So up go the fireflies, and they spin and sparkle and light up the cave like gold stars. "Spades and shovels," yelps Odysseus. "My eyes, my eyes! The light hurts my eyes! Get them away from me!" "Run, Augustus!" cries Lady Nell. "After them, Bad Egg!" snarls Odysseus. Down from the ceiling swoops Bad Egg Bat, squealing. "You can't stop a bat with your puny fireflies. I'll eat them up. What a treat!" "Ha ha ha!" Lady Nell and Augustus scurry into the shadows to hide, but Bad Egg screeches, "A bat can find you in the dark. I can hear where you are." "Run quietly, Augustus," whispers Lady Nell, but their paws go skitter, skitter, skitter on the floor. "I hear you," squeals Bad Egg. "I'll get you now." What will Lady Nell do? "Sing, Augustus!" And they both start to sing as loudly as they can. Their voices echo and echo and echo through the cave, and soon it sounds like 100 princesses and Lady Nells. What a racket! Now Bad Egg can't tell which voices are the real ones. He doesn't know which ones to follow. Barns and bellfly, stop the noise, he screeches, stop the noise. Around and around he flies, banging against the wall, and finally he knocks himself on the head and falls down in a heap. Lady Nell and Prince Augustus dash out of the cave. They don't stop running until they are out of the forest and safely back at the castle on the hill. With shouts of joy, the king and queen rush to greet them. When Augustus tells them of Lady Nell's courage with cleverness, the king hugs her and the queen says, "What fools we have been. My dear, you will always be welcome here." And Lady Nell wiggles her ears with delight. King and queen call the whole kingdom together for a celebration, and everyone dances until dawn while the fireflies twirl and somersault overhead. And as for Odious and the bad egg, they slink back into the depths of the cave and stay there, not daring to come out, for they know no one will ever be afraid of them again. "Is that the end?" asked Penelope. "It's the happy ending every good story should have," Aunt Isabel replied. "Do Prince Augustus and Lady Nell get married?" asked Penelope. "I wouldn't be surprised, would you?" said Aunt Isabel. "But first, Lady Nell becomes a famous musician, and first Prince Augustus becomes a good and wise king. All that will have to wait, though, until we are ready to make up another good story. And now, my dear Penelope, it's time for you to go to bed." That was a good book, wasn't it? Bestamor loves you.